Your first attack. And we are in. Here we go, Bash. It is Repotted Gaming starting, this time with Leo. He does have the lightning spells, looking to line up that giant arrow just like the last wall.
We've seen them using this trick, obviously with great success here. I mean, I would say Leo 3-starred in the last war, but pretty much everyone 3-starred in the last war for Repotted. And there goes that giant arrow in. Lightning's in there to finish off that multi-gear in that Inferno Tower. Great start, exactly the strike he was looking for.
Issue is here, did Tribe Gaming see that last wall, leave one of these bases up, predict the entry and trap it? We will find out. Wallbreaker does connect. So far, the invisibility spells protecting that Archer Queen and the Grand Warden. He just needs to set that defensive pathing. Then the recall can rip those troops out of there.
Wow, this is a Root Rider attack. I was talking with some people yesterday, and it feels like this is the most open that the meta's been because there's so many variations on different entries. It's so hard to trap for a giant arrow entry with the Queen charge, a Royal Champion charge. You can't trap for every single entry, so it feels like there's just so many ways to attack the same base. Leo going ahead, recalled that Queen, and now she's back in. It looks like she might go around the exterior. She's going to go ahead and duck back in with the Roots.
Yeah, having that Royal Champion just to the perimeter to help make sure she's stripping apart those defenses. Love the Ice Golem to tank the two heroes here. That defending minion Prince hits hard, so he's able to freeze that. Not sending in the Headhunters though, in order to help with sniping that off using another Ice Golem. He's about to hit the Gigabomb. Hits all that damage, and there's that Warden ability to heal stuff back up.
Warden ability to protect. There was a Headhunter that snuck in there, was actually protected by that Warden ability, getting through those defending heroes. Remember, the King can't reach up and take that Minion Prince out, so those Headhunters were so clutch. Now the Queen, as she's up top, taking out that Crusher Mortar. Sometimes the Queen will go off on her own, but it's sometimes a good thing as she gets that Crusher Mortar out. That's going to protect those Roots.
Yeah, and he used the Skeleton spell there beautifully as well. After the Crusher Mortar was down, Queen can get, doesn't quite finish off that multi-Inferno, so he is going to have to finish off to the Monolith at the back end, but he's got a couple of spells to help out with that. It can go the distance here, Bash. He's still got the RC ability.
RC ability is striking right now. Rocket Spear's throwing. The big thing is this Monolith. Can he have enough force to get through? It looks really strong right here, but his force is starting to fade out a little bit, but with the King still a spiky ball, that's going to come in. That Rocket Spear takes out the Scatter Shot. Looking super strong. He just got to get over and take that Monolith down.
Yeah, I thought he might have switched things, used the freeze at the top compartment. Skelly spell could distract that Monolith all day long, but it doesn't matter. He's got enough. Leo picking things up for Repotted as they mean to go on a 3.
Throughout his 4 attacks, but it is always nice to get a triple on the big stage. 3 Root Riders, 8 rocket balloons in here. I don't see any quakes, don't see any lightning, so I don't know that we're going to see the Queen trick, as she also has the action figure equipment. Look at all of those traps he just soaked up with that balloon right there.
3 Overgrowth spells is awesome because you can use that in order to redirect Root Riders. You can use it to mitigate damage. A little bit slow here with the air skellies. Nice little placement from Tribe Gaming because that will slow the Archer Queen down and mean that you might not tag her onto the defenses using the Angry Jelly as easily.
He almost Queen went to ability there with the enemy Queen firing. He did manage it just right, getting that invis just in time. But it is always a sketchy thing when you let your Queen get that low. Queen is fine now. She's going to continue working through this compartment, get that Ricochet cannon out, and it looks like he's obtained all the value he's looking for here against Rikiras.
Yeah, I'm presuming he's just waiting for all of the troops to gather up so he can use that recall and make sure he does not miss. That's exactly what we see. Now diving in right alongside that to the Town Hall, and we can expect to see the Overgrowth through the center of the base, presumably, as he's diving into this right side compartment to then strip that out. There's the Overgrowth right in the center.
And we saw Tribe using this triple Overgrowth yesterday. You just shut down each section of the base as you're progressing through it, and it was so successful. But also, if that timing is off and those defenses stay shut down for too long, all your troops blow right past them. So the timing here on those 2nd and 3rd Overgrowths are going to be so important.
Yeah, and check out that top compartment he has to get to as well. We're probably going to see an Overgrowth there to help minimize damage, but notice that the 2nd Overgrowth, he doesn't hit the same defenses. Now he shifts it that little bit so they can take the multi-target Inferno since the troops are in that location. things are not necessarily going to plan here because his healers are stuck back over on the other troops. So most of his root riders are down, which means moving to this back end, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, Bash.
And he's got to get through this multi-gear tower. Queen goes ahead, steps up, takes that out. That multi down there just doing a lot of work. Queen now stepping into that monolith department. Remember, that's shut down, and she's going to be able to deal with the king. That minion prince is looming large over everyone. The queen is really the only line of defense. Excuse me, the world champion is there as well. He's going to go ahead and use Rocket Loon for that multi. Finally gets the minion prince down. This is looking pretty strong, except for he doesn't have a lot of support left.
Yeah, he's managed to negotiate this area extremely well, but this is the difficulty, especially in esports mode. Once those defenses come back alive, your root riders are down, your heroes go down fast because the defenses hit so hard. It is a miss. It's a higher percentage than that of P. Castro, but this is exactly what Tribe Gaming needed. The door now... I love both of these teams, but I am nervous for them. General X with the Super Yeti strategy. He has been so consistent with this. Even yesterday, he lost his Warden Eternal Tome and still 3-starred. So if anyone can get this strategy to work, he is the man. I do notice a mistake this early on, right? Tesla pops, he's lost that furnace, which can help with the Warden. Not as big of a deal as losing your Eternal Tome. So I've still got confidence in the MVP himself.
And just setting the stage here, letting this Warden walk with that Angry Jelly. That Angry Jelly, just such a nice piece to add to a Warden charge. Skeletons are going to come over. He's going to deal with those, but that Warden's going to continue forward into the base.
This is what I was saying about the Furnace, right? The Furnace would have been able to help there. That's a couple of seconds that he's lost out of the Rage spell as well. And you never know. I mean, we've seen 98% from Nebrax. Those couple of seconds, they do cost you as well. Love the setup of the Flame Flinger, though. Now just able to snipe off the... Fire Spitter. There's that many defenses, that many troops. Sometimes you get your names mixed up here, Bash. But slow and steady setting this up. Again, I'll mention it. Time has to be a factor with these attacks.
Especially a minute 10 in. Flame Flinger is doing a great job on the top side, but I think after it gets that multi-arch tower, the Mortar or Expo may lock onto it unless he distracts. He's going to go ahead and send the Queen in. He's got to pretty much get everything going. It almost feels like something went wrong here because he's being very diligent with what he's doing. It feels like he's not 100% happy. Like normally we see a little bit more confidence in his pose and his gestures. We'll see. I mean, obviously there's a minute and a half left, a lot of attack, but let's see if General X can pull this through.
I think other than time, this seems to be going relatively okay. The RC took quite a bit of damage down at the bottom of the base, but if we've seen anything from General X, he can keep that RC alive like nobody else. Check this out, though. As the Rocket Loons get right on top of the Super Yetis, he has to use that Warden ability. He's locked up the second star, but now with the Crusher Mortar kicking in, there is so much damage, so he's got to use that Barbarian King ability. And General X is so good at keeping these troops alive, even when it looks like they are on the brink of going down.
Royal Champion is just hanging on there, but the Queen is locked onto by the Expo, and she's going to be forced to ability. Now Skeleton Spell will come over here and distract this Royal Champion. He did a great job managing and keeping her alive. Can she hang on? She gets taken out.
I'm surprised he didn't go with the invis there, but obviously focusing on so many different aspects of this attack. Maybe he felt like the invis for the Archer Queen would wrap up more percentage points for him, but with 20 seconds, he's got to be careful there. Definitely great timing to make sure that Ricochet Cannon didn't get a single shot off, and impeccable to get that taken out.
This is what Tribe Gaming needed. They needed a big defense in this spot. This keeps them alive. It pushes Repotted up to 10 stars, and with a triple, Tribe will be at 9. Then that sets the stage for the final attack. If Philip gets held to a defense, Tribe can...
Risks here. 2 stars. Wins this war for them. He had the Battle Blimp selected. He swapped it to the Troop Launcher, but he can always do that to get towards the Town Hall. And here we go, look. Just like last time, setting up the funnel, get that Town Hall down early, secure the 2-star, and get ready for your bracket reset.
He's going to go ahead and use that Queen Giant Arrow trick right on through the middle. Beautiful grab right through there with the Queen. And now he can pretty much just go right through this Town Hall. And all he's got to do is get the Town Hall down for the first star and then get 50% for the second star.
Yep, don't overcommit. Make sure you get that Town Hall down. Then you can get the other troops in. He's already pretty much halfway there, Bash, as he gets the Town Hall, and he's almost at the 25% with the rest of his army left to go.
This is a big, big moment. A big, big war for Repotted Gaming. They are so hot. They have all the momentum. The question is, will Tribe be able to bounce back? I think it's a sure thing at this point that Philip is going to get this second star and force the bracket reset for Repotted Gaming. But if you're Tribe Gaming, you don't want to think it, but those thoughts are creeping in your head. Second place, third place, fourth place. Not again. We can't do this again. They have to regroup as quick as possible.
Yeah, well, I think Kronos, team captain, he's got a 3-star in this next attack to give them some glimmer of hope moving into that reset. But as you mentioned it, Bash, it is a foregone conclusion here as the percentage racks up. Closing up to 40. He only needs the 50 for that second star. All of the troops surge through the base. It's actually looking good here as well in terms of how the attack is playing out for the 3.
That's also one of those statement pieces. We know the Repotted Gaming in this situation, they want to make a statement against foes of Tribe. Remember, it was Repotted Gaming who were in the upper bracket last year, took down Tribe to win that world championship after coming in second place the year before. So Repotted are hungry. You heard it. It would mean a ton to them to be the first ever back-to-back Clash of Clans world champions.
General X said he beat them before. He can beat them again. And then he can say it again right after this match. But focusing back to Philip, he's won the war for them. He's got hero abilities. He's got the freeze spell. They want to put a statement moving into the next round of attacks.
Looking
Philip,
really strong through here.
looking to close out with that 3-star.
This is going to be a 3-star for sure, Judo Sloth. And Repotted Gaming put up another high score performance, another 13-star, 14 in the last war against Elevate, 13 in the Tribe war here. Tribe have to regroup as quickly as possible because they are up the creek right now against this Repotted squad.
Virtually swagging the king.
With the lightning and giant arrow composition. I was expecting that we won't see a base where this synergy would fit on, but instead Philip finds the plan. The concept here is to really take down this core on the base, which means you want to have those key defenses out there. You're going to damage them with the lightnings, then you have the giant arrow fly across. But if you're doing that, you need some follow-up, which means you need some type of, hey, I'm going in here with the Queen and with the Warden right after. And for him, it's going to be the Town Hall. The best part about this is, though, take a look at what exactly is next to it. We have 2 fire spitters, which means it does not even matter where that Queen is going. And with that, it is just the perfect way as an opening here. We have the recall then for the Archer Queen as soon as the first couple of key defenses are gone. And he's going to then enter into the side where the fire spitter went not down. And the pathing, take a look at that. The pathing from the defenses really through the back end is just full orders. And one of the most dangerous defense for those ground attacks is this Crusher Mortar. And with that being gone and even the Monolith gone, which is just so dangerous versus the high hit points troops like the Root Riders, this attack right after is just a true masterclass of understanding on how those troops work. Because really take a look at how they're moving through. We have always those tanks with the loons flying above them. Now you might wonder, why are the loons important? Because take a look at that. A black mine after black mine are getting tanked by them, another black mine. And those are meant for the healers. As long as those healers staying alive, you cannot touch those Root Riders whatsoever because you have the Rage Gem, which is making the, which is just boosting the efficiency of those healers, and with that they can just move forward. You have the DPS right behind, which is those the Royal Champion with her aura, the defending minion prince, which so often is a big issue for the attacker. On this one, completely overwhelmed, no chance of firing back, and this is why this was just as well one of the most overpowering attacks of what we have seen, just because the plan was so clean, which is as well showcasing that Tribe maybe on their own did not fully understand on how this approach really works, because they have given Repotted